Hi, I'm Andre. Welcome to our monthly software release update video. I'm going to walk you through some of the updates to our software platform. Let's take a look. We now have a single unified interface for creating new waiting rooms. This interface allows you to create any type of waiting room that you'd like depending on your clinical use case. There are multiple settings throughout the waiting room, including adding care location information, or patient authorization that can be configured, and much, much more. This single interface allows you to set up multiple patient journeys, which can be accomplished by setting perhaps an online version or an in-person version later on in the workflow. We have a new status called Arrived. In my clinic, you can see this patient is set as arrived. And what this does for me as a practitioner, I can go in and look at my settings, and now I'll have a patient arrived capability. I can get my email notification or SMS text. This is really helpful for when a patient arrives at a location but isn't yet sitting in front of the device waiting for the interaction. The other capability that we have for our scheduled consults is the ability to assign a patient to a location. Now we can set that patient to the actual care location. So for instance, Vince shows up for his appointment, and now we want to designate and assign him to a particular location. So here we can assign him to ER1, and he's in front of that device, so the notification will go out that he's ready for his interaction. The last thing I wanted to show you is how the patient can now save and continue on their information. So when they're going through the check-in process, once you've been confirmed, you could exit, and now you can see you're able to come back and continue where you've left off. This is really helpful if you're completing one part of a journey online and then complete the rest of it in person later on. As practices continue to grow and add more and more waiting rooms, we've now added the ability to create practice-based online scheduling. This enables a practice to provide a single URL that allows patients to access any of their virtual waiting rooms to schedule an appointment online. The way this is done is by going into the settings for the individual waiting room and opting that waiting room into the Select a Service page. When you go to the practice settings, you're able to see that now there exists a single URL that can be shared with your patients. This single URL lists and shows all of the different waiting rooms that are opted in for this service. When the patient comes to this page, they can then select the service that they'd like and continue on with their journey. Now we have the capability to allow a provider to click a link in their SMS or email notification and be able to connect to patients in their queue using the iOS Provider Access software application. Thanks for joining us for this software update, and we'll see you next time.